Hello and welcome back to another episode of TerraTech with your host, Lenva the Silver Dragon. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I had a request to do a tutorial on the Iron Dragon, the original at least, that I had originally built. So I've decided I'll do this a little bit as an off-to-the-side video that involves that. Don't worry, I'll be uploading it in along with effectively the other video that will feature this version of the Iron Dragon being rebuilt so it actually functions correctly. But in the meantime, let's get started on that Iron Dragon equivalent. Alright, so first off, what we're going to need is a cab, because otherwise we wouldn't have what we need for the basic construction component. This is going to be an exact replica as far as I can do, since there are parts that it's going to be missing. Like the refineries are now three block parts, instead of it being the single block parts that they used to be. I'm not sure why they're three block parts right now. I'd imagine being at least 2 blocks it makes sense, but 3 blocks, but I don't know. Maybe balancing reasons, maybe creativity, intention to try and drive creativity with the designs. I don't know. So first off, we're gonna need basically this part here, starting yellow block, and then we're going to need 4 batteries. This is a tutorial, so I'm going to be doing this bit by bit, so if you're not interested in a tutorial, don't watch this episode. It's just for those people who want to do an exact duplication of this vehicle. Alright, so we need 4 batteries, grand total. Underneath that, and then you need a radar. Radar. Okay. I normally would put it like this, just because it looks better, but in truth it's probably better off like that, because if your cab goes, you're going to be dead anyway. But if the batteries go, at least you'll keep have a decent chance of keeping your radar, so it doesn't fall out the bottom or whatever. Then there's these. Need 1 geoso repair bubble and 1 shield bubble. I did that and set those in reverse, but same concept applies. There we go. That makes up the central cab chunk there. So then we're going to use a few of these yellow blocks just arrayed around this. Just basically encircle this part to begin with, and then you want to make it add on to the sides up to about 4 wide. This was made entirely out of the yellow blocks originally, so did I just... hang on. Apparently I dropped a block under the world. Great. Oh well. I guess that happens sometimes. Okay, and then we just go ahead and fill out this length of the body here. I think it was about 5 blocks wide. I'll double check before I continue. Yeah, I think it's about that wide, and then we take out that block, but just this moment, I'll check. Okay, yes, 5 blocks in length. Then we're going to need some drills and some wheels. They're the Geocorp kind, and we also need tractor pads, so we'll buy about 3 of these. And we'll need these, the Geocorp Big Boy wheels. We'll need about 6 of these. I appear to be taking too much space at the moment, so I'll need to move these back further. Now don't put them like right here, just this is only just a moment so I can get these out of the way for a second. And back up. Come on. There we go. Okay, now just keep a spare block around so you can more easily attach the wheels where you want them, which is like this, because they were basically suspended like that. And we move it over here, move the block over there, and then take that, and then there you go. Now, let's get this guy out of the way real quick. Okay, now back to the other vehicle. Alright, now, need a few more wheels still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I didn't need 5. Oh well. Gotta remember that I need to put the stuff properly, but just a moment. Okay, now put this here. Get out of my way, wheel. Okay. Then put this right there, like so. And then this, and that. And basically, you just want to put these all just spaced like this. This exact configuration to duplicate this design. There you go. I'll just leave that extra wheel on the side. Now for the drills. Now I have played around with the design a bit, but I'm going to just start with the initial design I built, and then I'll upgrade it to the latest variant that I made by the end of my first series. Not that one. I meant to grab the drills, so I need 4 drills. I also need 2 scoop loaders, because this vehicle had 2 of those. Stop damaging that. Okay, now, if I recall, yeah, that's forward. So we put these on the back. We put these on the front. Now that that's on the front, we need to move this up forward just a little bit. I think this will make it, yeah, there we go. And then we basically put this in line with those. Alright. That should be appropriate. Last recall, I'm going to have to double check that. Now, let's see here. Okay, slight adjustment, because I realized I did slightly wrong. This guy was like this, actually. The arrangement was more... Oops. It was arranged more like this. I think. Actually, hang on. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, okay, I actually need 2 batteries there instead of those parts because I moved them elsewhere later in the design. It was during the initial construction I moved it around, so I'm basically following my own process for building it, more or less, and then just slowing it down so you can see what I'm doing. So you can copy it as much as you like. Okay, there. Now that's how it was arranged for that frontal part. Back here, it was different. It was like arranged on that side, but I think I eventually moved it over here, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it that way. Because I wanted to balance it out, last I recall. So we need another 6 of these. How many did I order? 6. Okay, good. We just put these in the bottom like this. Come on. Okay. Get a better looking. There we go. Like so. And then there was a repair bubble there and a shield bubble there. Yeah. Okay. Now, we also need a handful of shield bubbles. 1, 2, 3, 4. I apologize for the noisy thing over there. Can't make perfect every time. Okay, now we put this one here. Take this one, put it there. And we put one there, and one there. That was a pretty broad coverage for the shields. Okay. Now, the next part we put together, we need more GSO double blocks. So, scroll down to this one and buy that. We need a whole bunch of these, so I'm just going to go ahead and buy, like, I think 12. And that should be enough, hopefully. Then we put these like this, fairly simply arranged. And arrange out just like this. Don't forget to put these here, and here, and here, and there. And that way, that's pretty close to the original design there, so far. Okay. Now, what else was there? Okay. Lastly, before we put on the last few blocks that go on top, we'll need 2 more of the double long blocks. And these just go under here, right in these spaces, underneath. They slide up right up against the shield gens right here. And then we just need 2 short little singular blocks, right there, and there. And I guess for later this will be added anyway, so another single block there, and a single block there, for now. Now, for the final part of this design, we want to buy some refineries. We originally had, if I recall, 2 refineries. Or 4, no, I think it was 4 refineries actually. But basically 4 refineries that put the white bit far away from the thing, please. There. Okay. Come on. There. Okay. Now, originally, what was with this design here is that there was like a pair of conveyors that went right here and here. Just for demonstration purposes, I guess I'll put them in just so you can see. Conveyors. Come on. Did I pass them? I think I passed them. come on, they're right here somewhere. They're close by, right? There they are. I'll get 2. But yeah, basically the design was kind of like this originally. Right along there. And it was the same on this side. And 2 slots were for refineries. Oops, put it underneath. There was 2 refineries, I believe. I had to double check some things. Okay, there were 2 refineries, one on each side of this thing, like, I also need 4 launch cannons, so let's buy those real quick. And 2 generators. Well, I actually got 2 over there, so I don't need to buy those. But I got 4 launch cannons. I think they're down at the bottom, actually. Yeah, there we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so these were arranged kind of like here, 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 and here. With the, let's see here, where's the, okay, engines. Basically placed here, and here, if I recall. Yeah, and the refineries were here and here. So yeah, that's basically kind of the arrangement. So and then I eventually, since I don't have the small refineries, I just basically put in these instead. Like that. That's all I can really do for the design to make it as functional as possible. Not that it's all that functional right now. The reason why it's not fully functional is simply because when using these tractor pads, the stuff on them, except for the ones directly adjacent to this little entry point on the refineries, if it's not directly next to it, it won't go into the refinery. So this one won't even drop its resources off. This one will only drop if it's right there on the pad. Same thing here for this one. So yeah. And that's pretty much it for the design, actually. It was the Pakratt version of the Iron Dragon had a few more adjustments, which I'll go over here in a moment, but this was the basic version of the Iron Dragon in as close as I could get it. So, yeah, that's basically what it ultimately kind of works out to being. I guess since I have the 2 extra spots, I'm gonna just go ahead and do this, because it's the best I can do with what I got, so that fills in the space for those. Oh, there is one more thing I forgot though, because they're because of lighting requirements, I believe I added some buzz lights to the design as well. I kind of forgot about that briefly just a moment ago, and then here we go. I forget how many I had on here. I recall at least 2. Like one here, placed there on the front, and one placed here on the back of that part. And that would light up the back here, and this would light up the front. And the thing with this design was that if you needed to carry stuff on the back, you could basically move these here, and you could fit the giant blocks in that space. That was kind of the design concept there. So that worked out, and that worked out pretty well, honestly. It was fairly functional for the first season. A very, very simple design. I did expand upon the design, though, and that's what I'm going to do now, is show you what I did with that. So, one moment, while I go see the latest version. Alright, now, the redesign for this had it arranged a little bit differently. The generators were moved to different position. So for this intention, I'm going to do this, that and this for now, because that'll put it as close as I can get it. Okay, and then there was a launch cannons here and here like this. This one will be unusable as it is, but that's basically the arrangement. Let's get another 2 cannons. I got a spare one over here I can use. I got 2 technically, but I want, well, nah, sure, I'll just take it. So it's kind of like that was the arrangement for the redesign. And I think this was moved back here. Or was it elsewhere? I'll have to double check again, but also the front here had like a ton more. I want to get this out of the way further because it's knocking stuff everywhere. It's no good. Okay, there, that should help. So back over here, and then this design then had Geocorp. It had a lot more drills than the original starting variant. We're basically going on to the Pakratt variant here, just so you know ahead of time. It had 5 more drills on the front. The back also had. I kept losing these thingies here, but I never. But when they vanished, I just go ahead and replace them rather than worrying about it. This also got moved around because we replaced it like this, all over the place. We set up one there and one here. As you can see, it's got a lot more drills now for that design. Now, let me see here. Oh, we also had a few more shields and repair fields. We had at least 1 shield and 1 repair field on the front as well. So we had 1 there, and no, attach. Okay. 1 like that and 1 like that. And that would help fix up the drills, if I recall. Or did I arrange it a little bit differently? Actually, I think I had it slightly different. Hang on, I'm going to double check. Okay, actually, that wasn't at one point along the way that I had a repair field there, but it was actually eventually replaced by a shield generator, and the repair fields were moved under the sides. So I have to fix that real quick. So none of these and none of these. So this was moved under here, as this one was also placed under here. And then put the shields proper. No, get on there. Come on. There we go. So the repair fields would fix up the drills, and the hull was otherwise fairly well placed, I think. Yeah, okay. Then we had 2 more repair generators that were also positioned along the midsection to help support the back here. Oh. Yeah, right there. Now this made the vehicle rather power hungry, so it drank a lot of the energy that it would charge up with rather quickly. But that's basically how that went. I'm gonna check on these lights real quick and see where they were moved. Okay, so the last thing that I apparently did was I lost this, but I think it was supposed to still be there. Also, I had one other little thing, that this shield generator was eventually removed and just replaced with an extra battery. And likewise, I think with the shield generator that was under the tractor pad was also removed in favor of getting another battery in there, I think. So let's move this real quick just so I can put that. Oh, never mind, there already weren't. Okay, so yeah, I was right, but sooner than I thought I was. Okay. moving on. Supercharge. Actually, yeah, put that over here, I guess. Alright. So, aside from that, the only other adjustment this actually had was basically a bunch of cannons. That's literally it. So I'll just slap these on here. Oh. One thing I definitely just forgot and remembered. Spotlights. This thing had SOS searchlights. I don't have them right now. But they were basically attached here and here on the front here, just to provide some lighting, forward lighting for this vehicle. Because I eventually went away from the buzz light that was here, because I put the drill there. But I wanted forward lighting, so I had SOS searchlights that were sitting here and here on the vehicle, and they would prevent the guns from firing. Since I don't have those, I'm just going to go ahead and replace them with an alternative, which I think we have an alternative on the GSO Corp. I mean the Venture Corp. No, it wasn't Venture, it was GeoCorp. Yeah, I'll just use these, because these are forward-facing. And they fit better with the design, I guess. But yeah, that's basically the idea. Those were put in, and then we had a bunch of cannons that lined up behind them. And the reason why they were lined up like this is because the vehicle could target enemies that were trying to run around behind him and protect himself from them. It was just a simple consideration in the design, but it wasn't amazing in intentions, as I understand it. I think there was actually one more adjustment. Okay, the one more adjustment I was thinking of, but isn't there anymore, is there was like a thruster here and here that I had on at one point, but I apparently didn't have them at the end of the series. But otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much it for the design. This was the Pakratt, for the most part, how it was at the end of the series. And yeah, that's basically it. There's not a lot more I can add to the design to pretty much state its final completionist position. It's not really functional as it is right now, but it is as close as I can get it. So if you want to like buy this design as it was from its original core, this is the Iron Dragon Pakratt, nicknamed the Pakratt variant. And if you want to like pick this up off of basically I'm gonna Twitter this for you guys, so you can pick it up and play with it or do whatever you want if you want to, because this is as close as you can get to the original Pakratt variant as I can get it. So if you want to play with it, do something with it, maybe make your own variant out of it or whatever, well, this is what I got. So I'm gonna just set this up on this hill, take a Twitter I'm going to take a picture for Twitter, and then I'll link to it in the description of the video. That way it's easy to find. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this episode, because that's the end of it. I'm going to call this the ID, as in the original was the Iron Dragon, but this is the ID Pakratt. The ID Pakratt. Iron Dragon Pakratt. So, yeah. Can I do it? No, I can't do any fancy things, just space. Okay, so this is the ID Pakratt. Alright. Looking good. Tweet this. By the way, the reason why it's not labeled Pakratt like that and it's instead like this is because it was the name was basically based off the YouTuber by the same name. His full name is like Pakratt 13, just so you know. Because I like the guy, and I felt the Iron Dragon was a very good representation of him. It didn't always win. It wasn't like covered in epic amounts of firepower. It was a heavy-duty miner vehicle, and it was great at holding resources for construction and hauling them off to do all kinds of fun stuff. And that's basically what this was. So, Iron Dragon, Pakratt variant remade. So, for those of you who wanted to see this and see it be rebuilt and remade in the new version, and be brought up to date and all that fun stuff and etc., this is as close as I can get it to the original. I mean, I had to replace the I had to move the refineries into funky positions, but they do function somewhat. And I also remade. I had to change the lighting option, the light option here. So it might have been better if I just removed these lights and just left it blank. But oh well. This is what I can do with what I got. So I'll just set this over here in the corner, and it will be positioned here. I'm just going to use some of these singular blocks here to try and prevent enemies from spawning. Basically, these launch blocks. I think it should prevent them from coming near if I just set it here. Actually, isn't there like a bunch of trees that were here? That might not be a good idea, actually. Well, I guess I'll just leave them on here, and in the event that, I don't know, you know what, I'll unpack it here and leave it like this, and if stuff happens, then stuff happens. But this is basically the Iron Dragon Pakratt variant, complete, intact, and functional as it was originally. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will be recording. And Selenvo, out.